Hello again, YouTube. This is Julia Plous, children's book author and child at heart. I'm here to share with you more of my Littlest Pet Shop stuff from childhood. Moving on to Littlest Pet Shop zoo animals. I did have the zoo. Like, there was a playset that was like one of those open and close carrying case playsets. It was like white, and the doors were blue, I think, and you open it up and there were different, like, kind of like a pop-up book almost. There were different environments where you could put different animals. I don't know why it's lost. It was pretty big. I don't know how I lost it, but anyway, let's start with this. This Iceberg, it says Polar Pets Ice Cave. And I remember getting this for Christmas when I was little, and it's how I learned the word iceberg, because when I opened it and I took it out of the package, my mom was like, oh wow, an iceberg. And I remember, you know, like, forgetting that word a few minutes later and then asking her again, and I was like, what did you call this again? And she's like, iceberg. Anyway, this came with a polar bear, of course, and I remember naming him Poly Roly, and my sister being like, don't you mean Roly Poly? And I'm like, no, Poly Roly, because he's a polar bear. And he goes in the cave, and then there's this this fishing pole with a magnetized fish, and he's got a magnet in his head, so you stick, you know, he eats the fish. And then it also came with this seal that you twist the ball on its head and it claps its flippers. I do remember there being also a sea lion that was the exact same thing as this, but brown. And it came with a boy and a girl penguin. I don't remember what I named them, or the seal. Okay, full disclosure, I hate penguins. I have always hated penguins ever since I was 4 and was on vacation with my family, and we were in a hotel room and we watched Wallace and Gromit: The Wrong Trousers, which claymation has always freaked me out, and that particular story, the evil mastermind was a penguin. And ever since then, penguins have always just given me the creeps. And I remember I didn't even want to own the penguin Beanie Baby Tux. I was just like, no thank you. Anyway, these little pets, they also came with this little bucket of fish. And that's cute. And here's a killer whale with, it came with his own starfish. And I remember he came with a piece of beach. It was like a piece of sand with a curved tidal wave on it. And you were supposed to collect more of those and kind of plug them in together like a big puzzle. But that was the only one I owned. Oh, here's one. This is a zebra. It actually says baby zebra. And written on it, I wrote Leggy. His name is Leggy because he, like the other horses in my video, has the same thing. You turn this thing on his back of his neck and his leg goes out. So that's Leggy. He also came with a pink comb somewhere around here. Who cares? And he came with a mouse too. There's a little hole there for a mouse friend. And I don't remember what I named the mouse or where it's gone. This is all I have left of this baby chimp. Is just this environment. It's this little grass hut and this little leaf hammock, which looks so cute and comfortable. And the baby chimp that came with it, my sister named it Chip Monkey. It was one of those toys that you could bottle feed and it would wet its diaper. It came with this little bottle that you can fill up with water and stick it in his little O-shaped mouth, and he would wet himself. And he came with like a change of diapers. He also came with a little doll, like a little pink Raggedy Ann that he could clutch in his little arms, and of course his own bunch of bananas, but that's lost. I would go crazy if I could find the Littlest Pet Shop baby chimp at like a flea market or something. I would pay a lot of money for it just to have it back. Here's another one. This was a baby tiger. My sister got this. It came with a cockatoo for some reason. I guess, I mean, wouldn't the tiger eat the cockatoo? Oh, whatever. This tiger, you would move his head and his paws. He'd kind of clench his paws together. This particular environment, this is a mouse, but that's not what he came with. He actually came with a string with a pink ball. This is missing some fence. I remember there was a fence and there was a gate that you could open and close. I remember getting this for Christmas, or it was my sister, she got it for Christmas, and we got it lost. It got lost in the Christmas tree at some point. We were like throwing it around the room or something, and somehow it got lost in the tree, but obviously we found it again. And this is another example of this has the exact same design, different animal. This is a cheetah. I'm pretty sure my sister named it Cheeto. And she came with her own coconut to clutch between her paws. I don't think Cheetos eat coconuts, but it came in this set called the Jungle Pond. Now this is weird. This thing is, it's like, here it is. It's sand. It's got paw prints. There's a little, this is a bird, and it's got like a little perch. Would not stay in this hole. Like, it won't stay. And I can still see residue of clay that my sister and I put in there to try to get it to stick. It also came with this elephant that can squirt water out of its trunk, and this panda. And it also came, like, this area, this is where there was a bamboo cage. It was round, it was about this high, and it was bamboo, and there was a gate you could open, and this was the top of it. It was like a bamboo cage, and this was the top, and all these animals would go in there. And this guy, he did come with a piece of bamboo, and he moves his arms up and down to eat the bamboo. And I don't remember what we named him, or this bird, but I do remember my sister named the elephant Hadi, after Colonel Hadi from the Jungle Book. And, oh yeah, there's some lions. Now, these are weird, because these, like, this is another one that I think I got later in life, like, even after I would have outgrown Littlest Pet Shop. The best thing about this is that they came with a stake. That's awesome. It says, there's a little name tag on the back of this tree. It says Fuzzy and DeSoto. Like, I remember trying to name these and asking my sister, like, what should I name them? And I did settle on, the dad's name is Roscoe, the mom's name is Emerald, because she has emerald green eyes, and the baby, because she has light green eyes, I named her Jade. I don't remember what I named the bird here. I do remember that there's, this tree also came with gourds. There was like a little hook, it was yellow, and it had 3 gourds, and you'd hang it on, I guess, there's, right here, you'd hang the gourds here. And there must have been another, plant or something, because there's a hole right here where you're supposed to stick something. So I guess that's lost. Oh yeah, I should have, put these in the bird video. This is a tank of birds. It's missing its door, obviously, but inside is, a family of birds. And we've got all the names here. Boomer, Sparky, Big Mama, and Chirpy. This one's Boomer. They're all named after from The Fox and the Hound. Boomer. And then, I guess, Big Mama, also from The Fox and the Hound. The baby must have been Chirpy. And then we're missing Sparky. But Sparky was the name of one of my sister's parakeets. When she was a bird girl. She was really into birds. In the cat video, I talked about when I found, this toy. I found it later in life, when I was, like, 12, and I found it buried in a closet, and it had never been opened. And the same goes for this. This is, like, a Lynx. It came with a cave, and, the cat, and this also has a magnet in it, and it did come with its own, mouse on a string with a magnet, and, its own little bowl of food. And it also came with, it's lost, but a little square cardboard ground. I named it Lightning, after Lightning Lynx from Sonic the Hedgehog. And then, I also had, this isn't really a zoo animal, but, these 3 animals. A squirrel, a skunk, and a raccoon. These came with a tree, and it was an amazingly articulated plastic tree. And it had holes in it for each. It was so great, and I lost it, and I really wish I hadn't, because I have all the other accessories. The base of the tree had 2 little, like, plugs where you could plug in these, which are butterflies on grass. And it also came with this squirrel feeder, so the squirrel can go here. I don't remember what I named the squirrel. I do remember naming the skunk Flower, and, well, it's dead now, but he did come with, like, a smelling tail. And then there's this, this raccoon with the, it's all broken, but you would move his tail up and down and his hands would go up and down. And my sister named it Ranger Rick. And I never even knew what Ranger Rick was as a child. These are some of my all-time favorites. These monkeys. These, one of the branches from this tree is missing. But, and then there's this branch that won't stay in because it's broken. But, yeah, they came with their own tree, and it's a great tree. Came with 2, bunches of bananas, one of which is magnetized because, excuse me, because this one has a magnet in his head, and you would, their names were Huey, Dewey, and Louie, because this one didn't have a tail and his arms go all the way around like King Louie in the Jungle Book. I always used to like to pretend they were playing baseball, and this guy would be the pitcher because his arms can wind up like that. And then this one is the catcher, obviously, because he's already in a catcher's stance. And this one would be the batter, I guess. Oh yeah, his whole thing was like you press him down and he's like scratching his chest like a monkey does. And I don't have the string that came with it, but the tree did come with a tire swing. And it even still says Littlest Pet Shop on this thing. Now, what was really interesting is when a few years ago, my mom and I were cleaning out my late grandmother's house, and I found in the basement that playset in its package, never had been opened, just in the basement. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is like perfectly preserved. And I took it home with me naturally and haven't opened it, but I guess it must have been someone intended to give it to me or my sister as a present and then didn't because I already had it. Or maybe they just plain forgot about it. And I'm seeing one thing I probably should have included in the cat video. I remember when I got this. I have always been fascinated with tree houses, and I think when I saw this, I was like, yes, I need that. It's a little cozy nook inside a tree. And yeah, you open it, and inside is this pink cat with blue crystal eyes, and there's even a mirror in the tree trunk, and long tail that I've braided. And I remember being excited to own this, and I showed my mom, and I was like, look, do you like my new Littlest Pet Shop? And she said, no, I hate that cat. But she just meant she hated that it was neon pink, but my feelings were hurt. I was like, but I love it. How can you hate it? So I think that just about covers my Littlest Pet Shop, and I hope you've enjoyed reminiscing with me. If you loved Littlest Pet Shop like I did, please comment, like, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my book on Amazon, The Last of the Pitbulls.